So they told me that I go to the station to identify my assaulters. So the CID told me, kaa pale kwa bench. Do you know Kui police station the way it's? Kaa pale kwa bench when they are walking, you identify them. But it was a strategy to keep me somewhere that the police from Nakuru will identify me faster. Because I was to be arrested that day, and I was actually arrested.
Oh, so when you are waiting there for the police officers to come, they arrest you instead?
Yes, I was waiting for my assaulters to walk and I should identify them. That's what I was lied to.
Oh.
Akitembea hivi, ukiona hao wanawake, we identify, alafu sasa nitakuita. So I remembered I had my photos with her in 2014 during our access. So I showed her the photos and I asked her, can you recognize the child in this photo? And she told me, this is me. I asked her, and this woman? She told me, the woman is you, when I wore my specs. So I told her, you see, we were happy together. As in, I didn't even tell her we were happy together. I asked her, from your opinion, do you look kidnapped? And she told me, no, I don't look kidnapped.
Yes.
I was jumping because she's on swings and face painting. Sometimes we would go to the swimming pool. I showed her all of them.
Yes.
And then she asked me, what else can you show me with that you're my mother? I told her, I don't have your birth certificates because it went with your dad, but I have your clinic card. No clinic cards, it's written the father's name, the
name of the
mother,
child, yes.
But it was home. So we started talking. Now we became free. So the teacher tried to talk to her.
Yes.
So that she can have, she can be introduced to me. Now we are being introduced as strangers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because she doesn't know me.
Yes.
So even before we started talking,
yes.
she started saying very many things like, I'm not allowed to talk to strangers. There is a woman who used to kidnap me when I was kindergarten.
Yes.
And my dad told me that woman was arrested and she ran out of prison. So when I ever see her, I should run away.
This is what she was being told, yes. And now she's speaking it.
Yes, and she's very afraid because she knows the teacher, but she doesn't know who is this woman.
Was she saying which woman? What the name of that woman?
No. She was saying there was a woman who used to kidnap me. This kidnapping is because she will remember my access on 2014.
Oh, yes.
But now she used to ask the dad, who was that woman? So the dad will not tell her that woman was your mother. You'll give her that story.
Okay.
So that's when I told the teacher, let me handle her, let me tell her. Because I had very limited time, it's lunchtime. I want to talk to her, she knows I'm the mother, and then I leave before class time.
Before class starts. Yes.
So I told her, whatever the teacher is telling you is true. Your mom is not the mom Magdalene you're talking about.
Yes.
You've been told your mother is Elizabeth. I'm that Elizabeth, I'm your mother. She was really shaken.
How old was she at this time?
At this time she was 9 years.
9. Okay.
Yeah, 9 years going to 10 because her birthday comes in April. So that's when she started asking me many questions like, how did Mom Magdalene come about? You know, I can't answer those ones because I don't know.
Yes.
But I told her, to convince her I'm the mother, I told her, can you remember that woman who used to kidnap you? How was she looking like? She used to wear specs because I had removed my specs. I didn't want the school to identify me. Because the minute they identify me, the father will be there in a second.
Yes.
So I had removed the specs. So I had to get them back for some moment so that she can tell me if I'm that woman she's talking about kidnap with.
Yes, yes.
So I didn't have anything to prove by this other than my words. So I remembered I had my photos with her in 2014 during our access. So I showed her the photos and I asked her, can you recognize the child in this photo? And she told me, this is me. I asked her, and this woman? She told me, the woman is you, when I wore my specs. So I told her, you see, we were happy together. As in, I didn't even tell her we were happy together. I asked her, from your opinion, do you look kidnapped? He told me, no, I don't look kidnapped.
Yes.
I was jumping because she's on swings and face painting. Sometimes we would go to the swimming pool. I showed her all of them.
Yes.
And then she asked me, what else can you show me with that you're my mother? I told her, I don't have your birth certificates because it went with your dad, but I have your clinic card. No clinic cards, it's written the father's name, the
name of the
mother,
child is.
But it was home. So we started talking. Now we became free. She hugged me. We talked.
Okay.
But I told her,
Yes.
now I have to leave because you have to go for lunch and then go back to class. But maybe I'll be seeing you. But I don't want you to tell your dad
Yes.
that you saw somebody like me.
Yes.
Just be a normal kid. Just live your normal life, but don't mention me. I'll try to see how maybe we can be meeting, because I don't have to explain to her. I couldn't tell her all the things that happened in court.
Yes.
When I was about to, that's when she told me, Mom, you're talking about then. I don't need you then, I need you now. And she started crying. So this was alarming to me because a child who is crying, she's going to get the attention to me, and I don't want this school to. Apart from this teacher, I don't want other people to know I'm in school.
Yes.
That's how I left with her.
Oh, you took her with you?
Yes.
Okay.
18th of October, 2019.
Yes.
It was remaining, I think, 1 week to holiday. So we came, I contacted my lawyer, I told her what happened, and I told her I have the child, and we need to go to court and notify the court ourselves, like I have the child.
Yes.
And because the files were lost, so tell us how we are going to proceed. But before we even got to Milimani to write to get the file, on 25th of November.
Yes. Which year is this?
Not 25th.
Yes.
Yes, it's 25th of October, 2019.
2019.
On a Thursday.
Okay. Okay.
I had left now with Evelyn and my other daughter. Used to live in Kikuyu. But our home place, I told you, it's Nderi. So he came with police from Nakuru and him very early in the morning. I think at 6 or some minutes to 6. And they said they have instructions to go back to Nakuru with the child. So my dad told them, let me tell you what this is all about. This is a case that has a history. And then my file was at home by then. So akawaonyesha the police officers. He showed them the file.
Were you at home at that time?
No, I was not at home.
Oh, so they came to look for you where they knew
yes,
your parents'
they don't
home
know
would
where
be.
I live.
Okay.
So they came to my maternal home. So they found my parents and my brother who lives there and my sisters who are there.
Yes.
So that's when I was called. I was supposed to go to work. I didn't go to work because now I got scared. He was there with police and they are saying they need to arrest me. But when you look at the order, it was not saying I should be arrested. I don't even know why police.
Who had given that order?
It had been given by a magistrate called Benjamin Limo.
Okay. That was in Nairobi or in Nakuru?
Nakuru.
Oh, okay.
Now he had opened another case
Another
in Nakuru,
file in Nakuru.
that
yes.
was our 90 of 2019
Okay.
in Nakuru.
Okay.
So from then I started now putting in my replies to the court and I notified the court we have another case that is pending.
Okay.
It was not concluded, so we are praying we don't proceed here. We go back and conclude that matter.
Okay.
So when we had like 3 mentions and he's not listening to this, so my lawyer said, I don't think that court ever listens to what I tell them. So
what was your lawyer telling the court that it wasn't listening to?
We have a pending matter of the same issue.
That the matter is subdued, is pending before another court?
Another court.
Okay.
So we cannot start it here.
Yes.
This case did not start with the mother taking the child from school. It started way back in 2020.
And that case is still,
still
pending?
It has not been concluded.
Okay.
So can we go back, conclude that?
And what was the magistrate saying?
He was saying he wants to know where the child is, we should produce the child. But we were saying we don't want to start putting in things and continuing with the case again here. let's go to Milimani, we'll produce the child there. We continue with that case where it's pending.
Okay.
So when they refused to listen to us, that's when we decided, even if it was a very small proceeding,
Yes.
let's do an appeal in High Court. Maybe they'll listen that we can't have Nakuru, Nairobi, but we didn't get the proceedings. We prayed for the proceedings. I even paid for them, but we couldn't get them for some reason.
Okay.
So they went back to court when I was not there, and the magistrate gave a warrant of arrest. So when he gave the warrant of arrest, they were trying to look for me with whichever means. Others were unorthodox means. Because he would come with the CID, with the police, Kikuyu, that they used to look for me at night. I came to know that after. But there was a day that I was, what do you call it? I was leaving a funeral, 19th of November.
You had attended a funeral,
yes.
And now you are leaving?
I'm leaving.
Okay.
And before somebody had contacted my sister from social media and saying he's buying property. He wants to buy land. But we came to find out this buyer of land was his brother-in-law. Now he's married.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. They wanted to use my sister to get to me.
So was your sister a real estate agent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted to use her to know my whereabouts. And they did know, because you see the way you have a client to tell them, no, I'll be attending a funeral somewhere, so I'll not be available morning hours. So maybe we meet from 3.
Yes.
So that's when they knew my location.
Oh, so they knew you'd equally be attending that funeral?
That funeral. It was a very close family friend.
Okay.
And a neighbor.
Yes.
So when we are leaving the place, we used a motorbike.
Yes.
We wanted to get to Kikuyu town. So somewhere at the junction, a very fast moving car, it was a Voxy, it was a KBF, I can't remember the other number plates. Have you ever seen something, even the driver of the motorbike is like, who is this? Very fast, gari imekuja and it's a laugh road. And they hit us from the back.
So they hit the motorbike?
Yes.
You had already boarded the motorbike?
Yes. It was moving and the car is moving and it has hit us.
They hit you?
Yes. So we fell on the fence. They made sure they have pushed us off the road. Then they have hit the motorbike. So we fell on the fence.
Yes.
Now you see your handbag falls, you're in a dress, you're trying to wake up.
You must have been badly injured.
Yes, we were injured. But we are trying to wake up and find out who are these people. Then my sister told me, this is the guy. The guy who was
the purchaser.
Yes.
Oh my.
The purchaser came out from that car like he was acting a live movie with a gun.
He came with a gun?
Yes. He was armed with a pistol. And then another lady, a very tall lady, and she was very harsh.
Was this purchaser, was he a policeman or he was just a licensed gun holder?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Because I even came to find out it's the brother-in-law when we opened up a case for abduction in Kikuyu police station. Then, now it was a fight. Because they want me to get into that car.
Were these policemen?
They were saying they are policemen, but they were not even identifying themselves.
They did not have any identification?
Yes, and they were in plain clothes.
So why was he drawing a gun? You were not armed?
I was not armed. It was, I think, to make me get into that vehicle. But
it's criminal.
And then they were telling the crowd, you know, there was a crowd.
So people gathered when they saw the altercation. Because
there were some women at that corner who were like, this is an accident waiting to happen. Like, venye alikuwa amekuja, everyone was alarmed. What is going on? So you see, they are screaming, they are trying to come. So that's why he made sure his gun was visible, so that no one comes close.
So he drew the gun and shoot in there or something?
He didn't shoot, he was just holding it. And then they started telling people, ati I'm a thief. I steal with guns. And they have been sent, they are coming to arrest me because nimejificha. They were talking Kiswahili. huyu amejificha siku mingi sana, ndio tunamshika, sisi ni polisi. So you see at that, and naturally, who doesn't fear a gun? So no one came close. So we had, the car is parked here, motorbike imeanguka hapa, and then there is this place where he's circling the perimeter with the pistol. There is this woman who is beating me up and telling me, ingia kwa
someone
gari.
was beating you up?
Yes. And then she lifted my dress to my head.
That would...
tumezungukwa na...
Wait, she lifted your dress like to cover your face?
Yes.
To expose your nakedness or something?
She exposed my nakedness. My dress was even torn because she's pulling me. And she was very angry. And I talked to her, that woman. I asked her, I'm not a thief, and I know you know that very well. Me, I'm Mama Evelyn. And I know you want to arrest me because of Evelyn. Na nikamuuliza, si hata wewe ni mwanamke, si uko na mtoto? And why are you so angry because of my kid? See, it's my kid. Mbona uko na hii hasira yote? And now they are trying to separate me and my sister. Because my sister told that guy, I'm baby. So alikuwa ananirukia, ananikava, so wasiweze kutubeba tukiwa wawili, like to throw us in the car. This thing happened like for 20 minutes. No one is helping us. We are telling people, apana, me, we are the daughters of Thuita, because this is my home place.
These people,
yes,
you are
know,
yes.
Yes. Then they were like, oh, ni ile kesi ilikuwa Inoro, because we had been in Inoro. But they can't help us because they are afraid of the gun.
Yes.
Yes. So, at that point, that's when we knew my ex-husband was the driver of this car.
Oh, he was in the car all this time?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's trying to, munashindwa aje kubeba warushe watu wawili hapa, like. At some point, akashuka, akakuja to beat up my sister, so that these other three can have an easy time of throwing me into the car. And then anasema, simuita sijui nani, I don't know what was his name. And trust you me, there is a backup that came. There is a guy who came with a white car and parked it ahead of us, and he walked towards us. Na sasa anaambia sistangu, unakataza serikali kufanya kazi yake sijui. And they fought with my sister.
Physically?
Yes. Kamuangusha, because this does not look like anything police, even if they are talking of police.
Yeah, actually, that's not the way you even apprehend people.
I know when you've been arrested, somebody should identify themselves
and tell you the reason why you are being arrested.
You're being arrested. It should not be a fight. This is even a civil case. So why all the...
Why, yeah.
So that's when somebody called our parish minister.
Your pastor?
Derry Parish.
Yes.
Because he was leaving the funeral. He had parked his car in a compound, mega PCA church. So he's the only one who was not afraid of this gun.
Yes.
He came close to that guy, akamuuliza, kama wewe ni polisi, si unionyeshe ya identification yako, because this does not look like an arrest.
Yes.
This looks like something different. Hatuwezi kubalisha mbebe mtu mchana, zile cases tumeona watu wanabebwa, tunapata walikufia pahali. No. As a society, we have that responsibility of ascertaining this is the government and you using the right procedure.
Yes.
So akamwambia he should identify himself. He didn't. So that's when I started getting out, now joining the crowd. And this guy is like, kwani mnamwachilia aende? Ananivuruta. At this point I was mad. So I told the guy, if you know what you're doing is right, why are you not shooting me? Use your gun, shoot me. Because if you know what you're doing, you're a police officer, I've been stealing, shoot me. Because I'm tired. At this point, nilikuwa nimescream hadi my energy was running out. Actually, if the pastor didn't come, those people could have taken me to wherever they wanted to take me, because I don't know where. So we went, we reported the case, and in a nutshell, the case did not go anywhere.
You reported the case at which?
Kikuyu police station.
Okay. And did the police in Kikuyu say they were the ones who had gone to, or they had authorized the person conducting the arrest? On
this particular day, there was no authorization. Because
were they officers of that police station?
No. We checked the OB numbers. There were those, they were saying they had, yes, they had reported. They want a certain Elizabeth Wangari Thuita, who is in Kikuyu jurisdiction.
Oh, they had actually reported to that police?
Yes.
What
but
was the name
other
of?
other times, but not this of the 19th.
Okay.
So the case did not go anywhere because they didn't help me. They kept taking us around in circles because the day we were going to report the case now to get our statements, Thuita had come there with this brother-in-law, and they really stayed with the OC, the DO or those offices.
Yeah, OCPD or something.
Yes, they stayed there for like 3 hours. So they listened to them, they were not listening to us. They said that they were going to serve a warrant and things went wrong. So,
but why draw a gun?
Yes.
Why hit you guys?
We even had
why even
P3s.
fight you?
We had P3s with my sister.
Did they call those policemen to identify?
Now this is what happened.
To be identified, yes.
When we wrote our statements and when they showed me the statements, I told them Thuita had him, that brother-in-law, the gun holder. It's because we had taken their photos and we had put them on Facebook. So they came, the two of them. Wengine walijificha. So them, they didn't write their statement. So I told them there were other people, another 3 people. So they told me that I go to the station to identify my assaulters. So the CID told me, kaa pale kwa bench. Do you know Kikuyu police station the way it's? Kaa pale kwa bench, when they are walking, you identify them. But it was a strategy to keep me somewhere that the police from Nakuru will identify me faster. Because I was to be arrested that day and I was actually arrested. Oh,
so when you are waiting there for the police officers to come, they arrest you instead?
Yes, I was waiting for my assaulters to walk and I should identify them. That's what I was lied to.
Oh.
Akitembea hivi, ukiona hao wanawake, we identify alafu sasa nitakuita.
Yes.
But it was to put me in a strategic place that it will be very easy for me to be arrested.
Yes,
because she was going to simply tell them that lady sitting on the bench wearing blue, that's the one.
So you are arrested. Where did they take you?
They took me to Nakuru. They took me to Nakuru. From Kikuyu we went to Nakuru.
Yes.
We were driven by a CID and with a CID lady and my dad and a police officer from Kikuyu, and now there were other CIDs and police officers from Nakuru, another vehicle, and my brother. We were a motorcade going to Nakuru now, but we got to Nakuru on Tuesday evening, so I stayed at the cell.
Oh, Tuesday. They locked you up?
Yes. So I was produced in court on Wednesday. On Wednesday, the court kept adjourning. We had, I think, 3 adjournments until for something.
So what were you charged with?
Abduction of a minor.
Abduction, but you are the mother.
And now they are saying I'm not producing her. I'm not exchanging custody with the dad. That's what they want.
Okay.
Because I was not able to do the appeal of saying we want to go back to the case that is pending. So he gave a ruling and he said that I should serve for 31 days or produce the child that minute. So I'm in Nakuru, the child is not in Nakuru. So how do I produce her at 4:30? So it was well calculated because the next day was a holiday, 12th of December.
Yes.
So I stayed 12th of December in cell, and on 13th I was to do an appeal. So before the appeal was drawn and done, the prison wardens came for me. There's a place in Nakuru, when you leave prison and you have a case, there is a place they call Kishimo, waiting to be ferried to. So there at Kishimo, that's when my papers were drawn, and now I was a prisoner. So that's when now I was taken to prison.
Yes.
On the Friday 13th of 2019.
Okay.
So the appeal was still done, and the production order was brought to prison that afternoon.
Yes.
And we had a court session at the High Court on the 17th. Now the High Court ruled that I shouldn't be in prison because I had a baby who was also of tender years. My
you had another child, yes.
Yes. And then even as per the child, the subject now, Evelyn, there was no one who had custody. for these 8 years, no one had custody of Evelyn.
Yes.
So I was released. We came back for the judgment was given on the 20th of December, 2019. So that's when I was released from prison. And then she said I should continue with the custody, the interim custody, because she said the child is on holiday, so there is no need of the mother taking her back to the father right now.
Yes.
She should go back on the 5th of January.
Okay.
So on the 5th of January, that's when I called the father. I told him to come pick Evelyn at our Derry police post. Because this is a guy who you can even give the child and say, he didn't get the child. So I wanted it to be notified with witnesses. Nimempatia mtoto. So the child refused to go. She was saying, I don't want to go. I want to stay with my mother. And then I can be seeing my dad.
How is your child this time when you're interacting? Has she grown into, has she blossomed into the young teenager? What time is it? How old was she at this time?
She was 9.
9. So how was her growth if you were to rate her? Was she in a good environment?
If you rate her, she has a good education.
Yes.
She will tell me she has very many dresses and shoes. She loves fashion.
Yes.
The only thing I saw that was lacking in her life was that love.
Oh. So she's provided for, but...
Yes, she will want me to really hug her, kiss her. You know that you call your baby sweetheart. She will tell me, hey, mom, I'm getting all the things I've ever wished for. Then at some point she would make me cards and tell me, thank you, mom, for taking care of us. We had a good time.
Yes.
And she was happy. But what makes me sad is that psychologically my daughter is not okay. She wasn't okay? Yes.
Okay. So, well, the High Court has given orders that you should access the child and all that. What transpired after that?
She left to Nakuru on the 5th of January 2020.
Yes, this is your child left?
Yes, now she went with the dad as per the High Court orders.
So as to resume her education.
School, yes. And then the High Court had said we should interact with her. She said, anytime I miss my baby, I can go to Melvin Jones during lunchtime. She was specific. Only lunchtime or after 4, don't interrupt her classes.
Yes.
You can go talk to her. You can see her on weekends. You can even talk to her on phone. You should have
telephone access.
You should have an interaction with her. Pending now you guys going back to the lower court for your main
suit. So she sends you back to the trial court.
As her orders are being followed.
Okay.
Pending the judgment.
Yes.
So now here on the 5th of February we had a mention in the lower court. I got to Nakuru and I was told that we were not heard, that both parties were not in court by the time the file was called out.
What time was it?
It was on, I got to Nakuru at 9.
At 9? 9 Court starts at 9? Yes,
but I was told that our case was the first one. I tried to get the course list and I talked to the clerk of my then lawyer. He told me that I get my lawyer and he's going to tell me what would happen if we were not heard. So me, I knew we were not heard.
Yes.
I went to school. I showed them the orders. I wanted, you see now I'm in Nakuru, so I take advantage and see my baby.
Yes, yes.
But they treated me with so much hostility. The head teacher is like, no, you cannot see the kid. As we know, the guardian to the child is the one who brought her to school. Mambo mingi. So I told him, no, I'm the mother, and these are the orders. I just want to see during lunchtime.
Yes.
And you can even be present. I'm not going with her because they were saying Naiza Mchukua.
Yes.
So that's why they had the instructions. They called so many people. The administrator of the school, the board members. One board member I remember he was called Wangombe. He threw me out of the school and he called the security and told them, mkiwa na isura hapa murushe nje, muzi wa mtoto aliiba mtoto. So I didn't see my daughter, I left. When I came to find out, the headmaster wrote a report to court that I went to school to cause commotion,
cause
problems, and then there was an injunction on me.
Which court gave the injunction?
The lower court.
Okay, but there was already an access order
Yes.
from the High Court.
Yes,
Okay.
but they gave those orders.
So
And
they
then-
overturned the High Court decision.
Yes.
Oh, that's strange. Okay, so what transpired after that?
After that, I didn't know there were such orders.
Yes.
So I was supposed to go for my baby when she was going for midterm. I actually wrote the dad a message. I told him it's midterm. I would want to pick evening school, and because I can't go alone, would you be there? I take her. He didn't reply, and I didn't want to go back to that school, so I didn't go. Then I found out now the orders were there. I didn't even know, and then we had several mentions. We were supposed to have a hearing on the 12th, but we were not prepared. I didn't even know there was a hearing, but my lawyer went to court, and that's when he signed the consent for formal proof. Is it formal proof? Proceeding
Yes.
with the hearing
Yes.
without my replies or
So your advocate literally signed a consent saying that you proceed without him filing anything,
Yes.
without you filing your defense and all that.
Yes, that.
Was
but
it with
if-
your express instructions? Had you instructed
No,
him
I
to
had
sign that
not
consent?
instructed him.
Did he inform you that there
He
was such a
didn't inform
consent?
me. He didn't inform me.
Yes.
And I didn't even know it was there up to the 20th of February, now when we had the hearing.
Okay.
I went to court and I informed the court I'm not ready to proceed
Yes.
because I'm not prepared.
Yes.
I've not even done my replies. I don't even know what they are, what they had put in court. You have to know both
Yes.
the arguments.
Yes.
I didn't know anything. So I told them I will want for more time so that I can also get prepared. We have a hearing. Then he said there was a consent. That's when I knew that now there is a consent. And by this time I didn't even know what is consent for that formal proof. So I had to
So
wait
he
for somebody
consented
to-
and the matter proceeded for formal proof.
Yes, he gave a ruling. He said he's going
Yes.
to give a ruling at 12, and he actually gave it, and he said because there was a consent, there will be a hearing in the afternoon at 2 or 3. So they went to the chambers and they had a hearing. I didn't
In
even
your
have the
absence?
file. Yes. I went to my lawyer to get the file. So when I came back, I asked, can I see the file? I was told because it has a judgment, it has a date, it is with the magistrate, I can't see it. So I went to the court clerk, I asked him, can you check for me what went on
this
the
date?
file?
Yes.
Not on this date, some minutes later. So when I asked him,
Yes.
he told me that we are supposed to file submissions by the 25th, and then the judgment will be delivered on the 6th of March.
Okay.
So I just came back home. I looked for a lawyer in Nairobi.
Yes.
And it's a process.
Yeah,
This story, giving a lawyer this story, it takes a whole
It
day
takes time.
to
Yes.
even make her understand what is the...
So much.
So, yes. So she traveled to Nakuru on the 5th to set aside the hearing so that the judgment cannot be delivered on the 6th. But she was told the judgment was delivered on the 28th of February. This was the judgment that was based on a children's report that was given by a children's officer.
Yes.
Nakuru, is it Nakuru
Yes.
East or West? She gave a report
Yes.
that said that I was a danger to my child. When I got her from school, I took a knife on her so that she can come with me. I used a knife with my brother. I don't know if she was exposed to sexual molestation. I used to abuse her physically. There are so many gross issues.
This is
in
a
that
report
thing.
from the children officer.
Yes.
Did the children officer ask you any question? Did he interview you?
The only time I saw I have seen this children officer on 2 occasions. The first time on the 17th, High Court. She
Yes.
She was an interested party to the case,
Yes.
saying she should be given the child. Custody of the child should go to the children's officer
Yes.
in Nakuru because the dad and me are not agreeing. In total, the child should not suffer.
Yes.
That's the time I saw her in court. And then when I was in prison on Thursday, on
Yes.
the 19th
Yes.
of December, she visited me in prison.
What did she want?
She was telling me that we should sign a memorandum with the father. I consent to giving the father the custody and I get access.
Okay. So
Yes.
why was she trying to, you know, it's not a question you can answer. So she was trying to compel you to
Yes.
sign some kind of parental responsibility agreement.
Yes.
Okay.
But I
Did she
told-
ask you that, did she tell you that she was going to prepare a report and the allegation raised by the father and
No,
what you were
she
supposed to
didn't.
respond?
By this time, the court had not asked her to do anything, so I don't know what she was doing in prison.
So at what point in time, so she did not ask you any, she did not interview you before preparing that report?
No, she didn't.
Okay. So and the judge made, the magistrate made that order.
He made
Pursuant to the
Yes.
form of proof and the report by the children
the
officer.
children's officer.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
okay. I get it now.
So that's when now they give me the 9 hours
Yes.
supervised access.
And when are the 9 hours supposed to be?
The first weekend of the holiday, the first Saturday. Let's say
Of
schools
which holiday?
close on Friday.
Yes.
The first Saturday I should
Yeah.
meet my daughter
Yes.
with the father
Yes.
for 3 hours. It's supposed to happen from 3 p.m. to 5.
Yes.
No, 2 p.m. to 5
Yes.
at the Nakuru Central Police Station
Yes.
with the head of gender in charge that Saturday now.
Yes.
And the father. Now these are the orders that should go on up to she turns 18, of which it has never even happened.
So 3 hours every holiday
Yes, 3 hours every holiday.
for one day,
Yes, for one afternoon.
one afternoon.
Yes.
Wow. So have you attempted at appealing against it?
We attempted the appeal,
Mm.
but we didn't get the proceedings and the judgment because now Corona happened and there was that process in court, now physical, you know.
Yes.
And then they will say they are not available to print. So we got those proceedings and judgment at around August, September
Last year.
2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, it's a journey. So have you been able to see your child since that time?
No, I've not been able to see her.
You don't communicate?
She called me on the 5th of January when they got home.
Yes.
She told me, tumefika mom, how are you? How is baby? Like that. The next time I called, because now I saw she's not even calling, she told me, Mom, you shouldn't call me.
Why?
Because I'm studying. I'm sitting an exam, I'm studying, but you could see, you could feel she's not alone. There's people in the background and it's like she's saying what she has been told to say.
Oh my.
Because after that, she sent me a voice note on WhatsApp.
And what did she say in the
She
voice
was speaking with whispers.
Oh.
In Kikuyu, we call it meheho.
Miheho. What
She
happened?
told me, hi, Mom. I can't call you right now because Daddy gets mad when he sees me talking to you on phone.
Yes.
But when I get time, I'll call you.
Wow.
A voice note. And another lunchtime, because it was around 1, she sent me some smileys, some laughing smileys. So I think she can still remember my number. Maybe she wants to talk to me, but she's...
Maybe she cannot.
Yes.
She's not allowed.
Yes.
Wow, okay. Wow, now, I actually got to, I interacted with your files a little. Maybe just as a reaction to your story, that, alright, it is rather unfortunate. You started this case sometimes in 2012.
Yes.
And we are headed to 2022. It's
Yes.
a decade old.
Yes.
It's rather unfortunate that 10 years of, almost 10 years of this child's life, she's been in a battlefield between you and your dad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it is against the best interest of this child.
Yes.
A children's case should not take, in my view, should not take more than 6 months. One, you started very well, that you went to court and the magistrate actually gave you custody of the child.
Yes.
How these orders have not been obeyed just raises concern. Now, to cut the long story short,
Yes.
A child of tender years, especially one who is breastfeeding, should be with the mother, unless there are exceptional circumstances.
Yes.
That has been the position of our courts, all the way up to the Court of Appeal, that this is a child of tender years. Are there exceptional circumstances? If the answer is no, then the child remains with the mother.
Yes.
That seems not to have been the major issue that the court looked at, even at Nakuru. Now, whoever gets custody must grant the other parent access. Whether the parent is a drunkard, abuses drugs, the process should be in a way to facilitate the reintegration of the child with them, because it is in the best interest of the child to know both the mother and the father and to grow with their love. Unfortunately, the whole of your story, they don't seem to, other than the children officer at Nakuru, of which is questionable, because that report ought to have included your views. They ought to have given you a fair chance to ask you questions, for you to raise your responses on the same. All these while, however, during these whole proceedings, they don't seem to question your ability to raise this child. They don't paste you as a hopeless mother. How the files have been disappearing, the best thing would have been for you to, although I understand you had done that, for them to be put under lock and key. So I don't know whether that was by design or by coincidence, but it seems like this was someone who was trying to frustrate your case. Now, moving forward, there is still a pending case at Nairobi.
Yes.
And there is still this judgment in Nakuru.
Yes.
I think this is one of those cases, and there is a judgment that has been made without listening to your side of the story, and without even, I would say, in strict, or would I say in selective strictness to the rules of procedure, but not in the best interest of the child. I think your case is a proper candidate for appeal, and if not, a proper candidate for judicial review, such that going forward, you need to access these children. You need to have the proceedings of the lower court in Nakuru set aside. I was able to interact with the proceedings of the lower court in Nakuru, and the magistrate had even been there was an application for him to recuse himself
twice,
but all those were dismissed. This is a very sad scenario, and it's actually what is dirtifying our judicial system. But because that's not the main issue here, there is need for investigations to be conducted on why your case was conducted in that manner in Nakuru. Second, on why the children officer wrote a report without taking into account your views, or even visiting your home, and most importantly, why the files have been disappearing. That way we are able to clean our judicial system. Now, in the legal clinic, we offer clients to help them achieve what they have been seeking for, and for them to attain their ends of justice. We are going to take up the matter. We are going to look at the Nakuru matter and the Nairobi matters, and try and come up with a plan. Hopefully we keep our viewers notified, and that your child can at least grow to know that the lady who has been pasted to her as a kidnapper and is a very bad person is actually a mother who loves her, and who should be part and parcel of her growth. In absence of any, in absence of any exceptional circumstances, that child should be in your custody, and such that you may help her blossom into a young lady, responsible lady. And we hope that at the end of it all, we'll be able to achieve that. It may take some time to actually get all this work, all this mess cleaned up, but at least we keep trying. I look at the judgment we look at it together
Yes.
and see whether we prefer an appeal or a judicial review.
Yes.
I know time is far much gone.
Yes.
It's almost a year plus
Mm.
since the judgment was delivered by the Nakuru court.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is one of the cases that the court should make an exception and allow you, even if to appeal out of time,
Yes.
at least allow that,
Yes.
for that to happen. I hope that your child is well and that nothing
I
will
hope so
come,
too.
nothing will come between her and her destiny.
Yes.
That all this will only make her stronger.
Yes.
We'll have yet another episode to once I have looked at the whole files.
Yes.
We'll have another episode where I'll be able to explain all these issues.
Yes.
So that will be in the due course.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we need to establish the facts from the court and all that, and try and come up with a work plan. Once again, I wish you all the best. Hope to work together and help you achieve your ends to your case.
I pray the same happens.
Yes.
My greatest wish is to have that mother-daughter relationship with my daughter
absolutely.
at the end, and I really hope this time
Yes.
it happens.
It will. It will. Should your daughter be watching this,
Yes.
and I'm hopeful that she'll probably start going to it now that she's techno savvy.
Yeah.
What message would you like to give her?
The thought of her seeing it and me talking to her is exciting. I'd want to tell Evelyn, wherever you are, because I don't know where you are, I heard you transferred from Melvin Jones, but wherever you are, I'll want you to know that despite everything and you growing up without me, I still love you as my firstborn. And I'll really want you to be the best person that you're meant to be. Remember the way I used to tell you when we were together in 2019 that when you make a mistake, you should strive to be a better Evelyn for tomorrow. I know she understands that because I explained to her. So I hope where you are, you're still striving to be a better Evelyn for the future. Do your best, work hard, concentrate in school, and be a good girl, and keep the faith alive. That one day, maybe soon, we don't know when, we are going to be together again, you and me and your younger sister. And be happy despite the circumstances.
Wow.
Yes.
A mother's love is never falling.
Yes.
I wish that she gets that message, and in the fullness of time,
Yes.
we'll be able to get reunited.
Yes.
Also, to our viewers, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for choosing to follow our story. Remember to subscribe to our channel and click on that notification bell. For we hope to walk this journey with Madam Elizabeth, and hopefully at the fullness of time help her reunite with her beloved daughter. Till next time, thank you and goodbye.